Take 4,228. Action.
You will not want to miss today's video where Julian and I come together to do a live example demonstration that was not planned to demonstrate how twin flames can complement each other and how they can also come into a contrast but create balance no matter what. In case we haven't met, my name is Dr. Harmony, and I hope you live fearless, live loved, and live free. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Make sure to hit subscribe and that notification bell so that you know when all my videos and content come live. And before we jump into today's topic on twin flame connections and being able to look at those energies between contrasting and complementary energies that occur within union within and the reunion with our beloved. So before we jump into today's topic, we'd like to introduce to you a new online virtual retreat that we're launching that's going to be on October 30th on Saturday. And it is an Awaken Your Guru Within online retreat. And it's going to be for 8 people. And it's going to be a very intimate setting to be able to come into connection with yourself and awaken that hidden potential and power and activate some things within you, and also remove some of the blocks that's preventing you from seeing your true identity, your true essence, and more purpose and fulfillment so that you can take a rapid shift in your reality going forward. And so we have a very good special that's for the early bird special coming up. If you sign up before the 15th of October, you will get a free complimentary one-on-one session with Julian and I together for a 60-minute healing session. So we wanted to share that with you because we're super excited about it. And not only that, you guys have asked and we have listened because so many people have came to us and said, we want to work with you together, or even sent messages and said, we feel, I can't tell you how many people have said to me that you're having dreams about us helping you heal. And so we want to thank you, first of all, and for entrusting us. And we knew that was coming in our work and it's showing us it's needed. So thank you for asking, and we are listening. And so make sure to check out the link below. Wanted to dive a little deep in a little bit of what looks like a little scientific experiment that I'm going to share with you. The contrast, the duality, as well as the inverted energy, and how that links to what we talk about when we talk about polarities of masculine and feminine energy, and how we share that balance within ourselves of that masculine and feminine energies. And then when we come into alignment with our twin flame, we also have the dynamic, the energetic body that also comes into a balance of its masculine and feminine energies. And so basically, you really have to find that balance of your inner energies, or your inner yin, your inner yang, before you can harmonize that with your twin flame, or anyone for that matter. And when we talk about it in the yin-yang terms, that represents the creation of all that is, that represents the beginning of time and the energy in which the planet is designed upon, in the collective energy. So this kind of piggybacks from the inside out, and representation of, like, for instance, when we heal the planet. When we heal, we can heal with our twin flame, and how those energies sync and how you magnetize and attract towards you based on the either complementary energy and direct alignment, or the inverted energy that's sort of in reverse. And one of the ways I like to really talk about this when I think about it, because we're always talking about twin flame mirrors, is that our twin flame is our mirror, right? And so if you look in the mirror, or even say in this screen that we're recording on here, everything, like that reflection, looks identical, but everything is in reverse. So the energy is in reverse. So it's reflecting back to us the opposite direction of what we're giving, and it's creating an illusion. And that's why it can get so confusing when you're trying to come into this balance within and with your twin, because sometimes it requires the polarity or the duality to give you the reflection, of what you need to see within yourself that is the opposite. So of what you're seeing. Okay, so in that illusion, a lot of times when we see our twin flame come towards us to reflect or mirror our wounds, and we want to direct that at them, that is doing it in a place that you're not seeing the reversed reflection or the inversion of how that exists within you, and sometimes the equal or the opposite, and both of those exist. And that's why it can get confusing as well. Because it means that you could, say, when they're triggering you from a standpoint of, say, abandonment, and you're feeling all of your wounds of abandonment come up, and you want to basically blame them, on the flip side of that, are you taking accountability and personal responsibility for where you're abandoning yourself, is the point in that. And a lot of times people want to point the fingers rather than own their ownership in that part. And if you can't own your ownership in that part, you can't dance the dance in this masculine and feminine balance between you and your beloved. So Julian and I are going to share with you a little demonstration on how this looks in reality. Because if you're like me, I'm visual and I need to see exactly what I'm talking about. So first of all, we will show you the contrast here and what that looks like from an energy of the reflection of the opposing, the polarity energy. And so basically, the masculine energy is black in the yin and yang, and the feminine energy is white. In this case, it's green. So basically, in that reflection and the inverted energy that's coming together to mirror each other, it still takes both of these in order to be able to take that polar opposite to complement each other, to feed off of each other in order to create that reflection of what needs healed, seen, cleared, or upgraded, in order for it to then still take the creation of the togetherness here. And when that happens, even though it's opposing and even though it's inverted, basically here, this is the inversion mirrored reflection I'm talking about, that inverted energy then complements each other. And so that's how your twin flame will mirror you in what you don't want to see in yourself. And this is done in a physical plane for twin flames. So twin flames can be exactly, and we'll show you another one here. So, and this is also how you can complement each other in ways that you are literally in alignment and your chakras align. These were given to us as gifts for our wedding, which was very cool. But this is the alignment, and this means that they are an exact replica of each other. And one thing I will say that I have seen, and I'll just take this from you and show you something. I have seen and worked with energies that come together to heal each other, that actually, like when they're in alignment, they literally align. So when you're in alignment with your twin, you literally line up your chakras in this manner. But you can have a twin flame type connection and that be in reverse and look and feel like a twin flame type connection, but they're not in exact alignment in this frequency. So it's not coming together, merged or united, but yet it can still create an energetic activation within your own self for your own awakening to do more of your own healing. In addition to that, when you talk about the twin flames and this energy, their dynamics, and even down to the way these things work together, whether they're complementary or in which is the opposite, or if they're in common, like they have commonalities, as in, like, say, a direct reflection. That can be a reflection in things such as the physical appearance. It can be in the energy. It can be in the lessons. It can be in your thoughts and your beliefs. And one of the things, I'm going to put a picture up here for you that you can see right up here. And you will see My son and his twin flame, in their physical appearance, they look like twin brother and sisters. Their physical connection comes in a way that they look alike. And if you take Julian and I, on the other hand, we come together in this complementary opposite ends physically, him being black, me being white. He's very tall, I'm very short. So a lot of people think that all twin flames are identical and all twin flames should look alike. And everything is one dimension, one parallel, one cookie cutter, okay? This is a spectrum of energy, of the whole collective energy that we're talking about here. And twin flame dynamics carry out the spectrum of that energy, shadow and light. So you're going to have opposing type situations in twin flame dynamics and connections. And then you're going to have the ones that are more in alignment in such a way that it's totally in complementary in such a way. And I think the key in this is that, I said this before, but I have to say it again, that the key in twin flame reunion and a twin flame connection is to move beyond these illusions of one dimension, one reality, one thing is cookie cutter, and be willing to take responsibility to see your reflection in all of these different parts and pieces that are moving together, and to know that everything I just talked about is taking place within yourself. And that means that, as an example of that, would be somebody trying to be, but they're doing. They need to find stillness, but they're taking action. Or vice versa, or you can mix all that up. So it is say I'm a yin being feminine, and I have my masculine inside that I'm balancing with my yin and yang, then that balance is very important for me to find within before I can magnetize the correct alignment and polarity energetically. And even when I do, it's going to have opposing forces to it to shine out and show and share what it is that you need to see to work on within yourself as well.
So I already mentioned my high tide, low tide concept. And what that really is that, like, I've at one point was diagnosed with clinical depression. At one point, I was dealing with anxiety. And another point, a really cool therapist just said, you're a really sensitive guy and you feel everything intensely. So things are difficult, you're depressed. This is just normal. And I heard that a long time ago, felt great when I heard it, but took a few years to embody that. And the way I did was basically looking at energy and water and how they flow and move, ebb and flow. Like if you look at a sine wave, it troughs at the top, goes past the 0 point or neutral point, and troughs at the bottom, and just keeps oscillating back and forth, just like waves, right? Wherever you go in the world, you got high tide and low tide when you're near the coast. And starting to realize that the whole concept of anxiety and depression is judgment on a natural energetic state. And so, in comparison, like I took the route of extreme acceptance in the flow of my energy, whereas harmony, as the name implies, focused on mastering and controlling that energy. So it's in a more balanced state as much as possible. And so when you shift anxiety and depression to high tide and low tide, it becomes more like, okay, you see it for what it is. When you're in low tide, you're usually tired, a bit more reflective, maybe even don't really feel like being around people, that's the time when you go inward, meditate, read a book, whatever you need to do to recover. Even yoga is awesome for that. Mm-hmm. When you're in high tide, perfect. You got a crap ton of energy. You probably got a crap ton of stuff to do. Use that energy and go for it. If you don't have anything to do, have fun with it. But the thing is what I've done, aside from just kind of like accepting the ebb and flow of the energy, I've also kind of stepped back a bit from it. Like I don't necessarily identify too strongly with it. I'm aware of it, conscious of it. I flow with it. But no matter if it's high tide or low tide, I am still able to maintain a state of joy. It's just a matter of being able to be aware of where I am and using that energy appropriately. Because stress, strain, all that stuff happens when you're not using things properly, right? When you're in low tide in your self-reflective state, trying to get 1,001 things done might not be the best way to go.
That would be
Or if you're in high tide and you just want to bounce all around the place, sitting meditation may be a good opportunity for practice control, but not the best use of the energy. So, but it's all your choice, right? You can basically, what we're saying is you operate from the most healthy way that you can perceive from wherever you are. And in the twin flame dynamic, or even just in relationship dynamics, we find ourselves attracted to people who are opposites in some ways and perfect parallels in others. And with that, you get to experience that contrast and also see the similarities. Some things you may like, some things you might not. I found that when people find their twin flame, it's actually easier for them to see all the amazing things about themselves. At least that's the people I talk to. When you have the runner-chaser dynamic, most likely the other person sees all the horrible stuff about themselves and would rather not face it. But there's a lot of pieces to this. Basically, it all comes down to there's a lot of work we have to do. Twin flame dynamic sometimes makes connecting really, really easy for short periods of time. If you want to extend that, it takes work. Work within is the starting point for all of it. If you're out of balance within yourself, if you have trouble loving yourself, appreciating yourself, accepting yourself, it's going to be tough looking at a mirror all the time. You're going to probably want to break it. So,
and that doesn't change between like being in reunion at all. So what I will say is, and Julian and I were just talking about this last night, like I see the deepest, yet most expansive reflection I have saw with any mirror to date. And being that I know him being my twin flame is hitting the reflections that no one else could hit. And they're all at the same time. And we had this talk about how deep these things are and how like we both are experiencing that. And how it is so deep that if we weren't aware enough, weren't conscious enough, and weren't taking personal responsibility enough to know that this isn't anything here, and 9 times out of 10, it's not even anything happening here. It's just happening just regardless. It's coming up to clear and heal. And I'm finding it taking another route of like everything I've experienced thus far to bring up these, and I wouldn't even call them wounds at this point, is literally just the culmination of the aspects, because all these mood reflections are literally our aspects to begin with of our own self that are shining through for us to collect to become whole. And when you come into reunion, it's like that wholeness is literally solidifying.
Well, that, and also like there's a lot of old patterns and ways of being that surface as well. And you realize that, again, if you're consciously aware, paying attention, you realize that these things may not serve you anymore, or maybe they never really did. But so it challenges you to find a new way of being, of operating, of being in a relationship. And so again, that's something that you have to do within you. Now, as this twin flame dynamic is truly capitalized upon, your partner might be able to bring some insights and light your path a bit in terms of saying, hey, this is actually what I see.
You have to be willing to listen when that happens.
Right. Like, for example, we had a small conversation earlier where she was like, yang is black, yin is white. I study Qigong. I have an opposite view.
If you look up the traditional yin yang online, look it up, everyone. Let us know below.
Yeah, from what I remember,
see,
what I recall, yin typically gets associated with the moon, darkness, and cold, and
that's true. See, this is where I said everything's an illusion.
But yang is light, white, and warmth, and
that's how both exist. Actually, see, that's a good example of what I was saying earlier. Both of those thought processes are right and exist, depending upon which side you're viewing that from.
And it's not lost upon me that a black guy is telling you that yang is white, but a white woman is telling you that yin is white. So, whatever. One of us might be right, both of us might be right.
Okay, so we're going to look this up, and then we're going to put a little clip at the end.
There's a chart right here. Hold on. I'm gonna click on this right now. Hold on. Let's see.
See?
So yin and yang, right? So so that's the male symbol, right? That's the yang.
It's black.
And that's yin.
And it's white.
Hold on. Look. Hold on. Look. Let me see. Thinking. Sperm planet. Doesn't say the color.
Yeah, it does.
Where does it say the color?
Let's see.
Where does it say the color on this chart? Because I actually don't see the color
hilarious.
on this. Oh.
See, say it.
What the hell?
I told you.
You got a fixed chart. That's what that is.
No, I don't have a fixed.
You got a fixed chart. That's what that is. You got some BS chart from somebody who is dyslexic. I don't know.
This is hilarious because we don't do you got to be right or wrong. And even if it happens to kind of come in, he's just like, I don't need nobody to be right.
Hold on. Give me a second.
Just pull up the colors and Google it.
Well, you got the keyboard. Type it.
Okay. Okay. This is hilarious.
All right.
And you got the mouse. He's got the mouse.
There you go. All right. Okay. There you go. Now it's for real.
Okay.
And it's there. You go.
Color, right?
Yes. Yang color. White. Google agrees with these people. I have no clue where the hell she got her chart from, but Google agrees.
No, but both is right. This is freaking hilarious because they're both right. That's what I said. That just goes back to where
it depends. If you're looking in the mirror, yes, Yang is black. Is
in our
black.
world, yang is black.
Well, can't argue with that one. So, but anyway, basically, you're not going to always agree, you know, and that's the cool part about this. So a lot of times they're going to say something that doesn't align with what you perceive to be true. And you know what? That's perfect. Why? Because that means that you're thinking and you're paying attention and you're trying to commit to your own truth. Because the moment where you find yourself just parroting everything someone says, you're either not thinking, maybe not even listening.
So, I just had, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just got a huge download, I have to say. So the reason both are white is because it depends on if you're being or doing. So, like, that equals being and doing within. That is the inner, what I said about the yin and yin, the yin and yang, the yang and yin, and the yang and yang. So when those come together and you look at all sides of that, like if you're, say, for instance, the yang, and looking at what I was saying with the energy being black and the yin being white, it depends on what the combination is doing together. So, you see? So, like, it can be, seriously. So, if you come together in that say, connection, dependent upon, you know, whether you're being in action mode or stillness mode, will be dependent upon which one of those is accurate in the color that it's taking place.
Action's always yang.
Right. And that's always more of the black. Because, all right. You guys get the point.
We agree to disagree.
Yeah. This is funny.
You know, if you want, we can do a vote in the comments.
Yeah, who's right?
I mean,
let us know who's right.
we typically don't play this whole...
We've never played this game before.
You know, I'm right, you're wrong thing.
We've never have.
It's kind of amusing, so...
It's very amusing because we're doing it live.
It'll be awesome. Maybe we can take bets.
Take the vote.
see who comes out on top. Maybe the other one has to do a challenge of some sort. I don't know. Whatever. It's cool. But see, the thing about it is too is so this journey is about work, but why can't you have fun while you do it?
No, see, that's what we're doing.
So there's going to be a lot of times where you're not going to agree, and you could choose to be combative. Or have fun with it.
I just love how like live examples show up, you know, like that was just a live example, and like how cool is that? So let us know what you think. Do you have anything more you want to add, Julian, or did we cover it all?
Let's see. Yeah, I think we're good. But if we're not, if you have any questions, comments below.
Yes.
Use that for comments as well, because it does say comments. But thanks for
playing with us today.
And you know, if you find other fixed charts out there, let me know. Yeah. We gotta do something and make sure that everything is correctly in alignment, because you know,
I've never seen him
this
need to be correct.
Mirror reverse yin yang thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's a little black dot in the whole big yang. So technically, sure.
That's why I said both exist. They both exist. Literally, just that's exactly what that represents. Like they both exist. So that's so cool. So love it. Make sure to check out all the ways you can glow forward with both of us below. There'll be links below for that. And make sure you get signed up. There's only 8 spots available.
Actually, I think 7.
Oh, 7. Well, 7 now. 7 now. Right. You're right.
Maybe 6. I have no clue when you're watching this video. You actually may be booked up and you're short.
Make sure to let us know what you think about this video, this topic as well. And we look forward to seeing you in the next video. May you always face your fears, find freedom, and glow forward on fire. Namaste.
Ciao.